Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Richard Carrizo, FirstNet Responder Network Authority's Board Chairman. Today, we are convening the Special Combined Board and Board Finance and Investment Committee meeting. I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us today for this virtual meeting via WebEx. I would also again remind everybody to please mute if you're not being spoken during the presentations. We are getting a little bit of feedback right now, so if everybody could check and make sure you are muted. Thank you. Today's board meeting marks a major step for all of public safety, FirstNet Authority, and for the future of this nationwide broadband network. This afternoon, we will consider an investment opportunity to evolve the FirstNet network. This will ensure it stays at the forefront of technology and keeps pace with new developments in public safety innovation. This investment now follows our validation of AT&T's initial build-out of a nationwide LTE public safety network, which began in 2018. And we confirmed just a month ago that the build-out was complete. This 5-year build-out is quite an achievement. It was done on time, on budget, and on task. But as I said last month at our December board meeting, the FirstNet Authority is not done. All we've done is built the initial foundation of what is to come for FirstNet, and we are looking to build on that momentum today. The board is poised to take action on one of the most significant investments in the network since the original contract was originally awarded. It is the result of extensive planning, coordination, and engagement with public safety by the FirstNet Authority staff and board. This investment will evolve FirstNet to full 5G capabilities and set us on a path to deliver mission-critical 5G services for FirstNet subscribers. This is an excellent and exciting time at the Authority as we are in a new phase for the network. We are moving forward to expand and enhance the network based on public safety's evolving needs and operations. Today's meeting is a major milestone in that direction. Now I'd like to review the agenda for today's meeting. First, we'll review the December 2023 minutes and we'll vote on them. We'll then vote on 2 Finance and Investment Committee resolutions and 2 board resolutions related to the fiscal year 2024 budget and network investments. At this time, I'd like to ask our board secretary, Jennifer Watts, to call roll for the board and confirm that each committee has a quorum. Madam Secretary, please call the roll and then read the conflicts of interest statement, please.
Okay, Chief Carrizo, I will mark you as present.
Thank you.
Renee Gordon.
Present.
Billy Bob Brown Jr.
Present.
Robert Brown.
Present.
Joe Carlisle.
Present.
Brian Crawford. Alexandra Fernandez Navarro.
Present.
Kristen Graziano.
Present.
Kristen, can you also confirm you have no conflicts for today's meeting?
I have no conflicts. I did email that.
Okay, thank you. Billy Hughes.
Present.
Peter Katusian.
Present.
Sean McDevitt.
Present.
Warren Mickens.
Present.
Sylvia Moyer.
Present.
Jocelyn Moore.
Present.
Paul Patrick.
Present.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum for the board as well as for the Finance and Investment Committee. Now I will read I'll read the conflict statement. Prior to participating in the FirstNet Authority Combined Board and Committees meeting today, the board members have reviewed the agenda as well as the conflict of interest guidance provided by the Ethics Law and Program Division of the Department of Commerce, Office of General Counsel, regarding the conflict of interest standards that apply to the board members. All board members have responded prior to today's meeting that they do not have a conflict and will not need to recuse themselves from participation in any portion of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate all the board members that are on today. It means a lot to be here today and on this afternoon. I know in front of you, you should all have the minutes of our December meeting. Are there any additions, corrections to those meetings at this time? And I just ask you to speak up because I don't think we have a hand raising option today. Okay, hearing none, I take a motion that we accept these minutes. If somebody could take a motion, give me a motion for today's minutes for December 2023.
Chairman Carrizo, Christine Graziano, I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes from December.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Yeah, this is Paul Patrick. I second the motion.
Thank you. All in favor of those minutes, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, say nay. Do we have any abstentions? Hearing none, the December minutes are accepted. Madam Secretary, please make the minutes available to the public following this meeting. At this time, I'd like our Finance and Investment Committee member, Jocelyn Moore, to give us an update.
Thank you, Chief Carrizo. Finance and Investment Committee Chair Brian Crawford is unable to join us for the full meeting today and asked me to present highlights of the proposed network evolution investment on his behalf, and I am happy to do so. After brief investment highlights, we will proceed to overviews and votes on both Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 34, recommendation on revised fiscal year 2024 budget, and Resolution 35, recommendation on network investments. Building upon FirstNet Authority's previous investments to enable 5G services and enhance coverage for public safety, I am doubly pleased as a member of the Finance and Investment Committee and as chair of the Programs and Future Planning Committee to announce that we are planning to further evolve the NPSBN through a series of strategic investments and technology upgrades starting this year. These investments will ensure that the network not only maintains parity with other commercial service providers, but is also able to support the full suite of evolving 5G-enabled services, features, and capabilities to meet public safety's operational needs. In addition, over time, the network's Band 14 spectrum, public safety's dedicated nationwide spectrum, will be transitioned to 5G technology, and upgrades will be made to the dedicated fleet of deployables and enhanced mission-critical services that are provided over the network. Finally, these strategic investments will allow FirstNet to proactively implement future network upgrades, including for 6G and beyond, to benefit public safety. I am incredibly excited about today's announcement and the future capabilities that a fully 5G-enabled network will unlock for the benefit of public safety. The faster speeds, lower latency, and future advances enabled by 5G technology will once again revolutionize how public safety uses the NPSBN to perform their mission-critical duties. Next slide, please. Before we move to a vote on the two Finance and Investment Committee resolutions related to the FY24 budget and network investments, a note of gratitude to the staffs at AT&T and at the Authority for their tireless efforts to get us here today, often working through the holidays to get this done. So a note of thanks to all of you who made this happen. So with that, we will move to Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 34, recommendation on revised fiscal year 2024 budget. Resolution 34 documents the committee's acknowledgement that the FirstNet Authority expects to collect an additional $285,690,784. Further, Resolution 34 documents the committee's acknowledgement to increase the fiscal year 2024 budget total from $450,868,617 per Board Resolution number 115 to $736,559,401, inclusive of additional recoveries from fiscal year 23. Finally, Resolution 34 documents the committee's acknowledgement to increase the fiscal year 2024 allocation for the Reinvestment in Network Enhancement Fund from $260,878,400 per Board Resolution number 115 to $546,569,184. Before we vote, do any Finance and Investment Committee members have any questions about the proposed resolution? Seeing none, we're prepared to vote on Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 34. Madam Secretary, would you please read the operative language?
Certainly. Now therefore be it resolved that the Finance and Investment Committee hereby recommends that the FirstNet Authority Board approve FirstNet Authority Management's revised fiscal year 2024 budget of $736,559,401 and allocation of $546,569,184 to the Reinvestment and Network Enhancement Fund.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 34 from a Finance and Investment Committee member?
This is Sean McDevitt. I motion to approve.
Thank you, Sean. Is there a second?
This is Joe Carlisle. I second the motion.
Thank you, Joe. All in favor, respond by saying aye.
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 All opposed indicate by saying nay. Are there any abstentions? The resolution is adopted. Madam Secretary, please make the resolution available to the public following this meeting. Next slide, please. Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 35, recommendation on network investments.
Dinner with a couple on Wednesday evening period.
And
let me know if you have any.
Ian, I need you to mute. Can everyone please mute? Thank you. Resolution 35 documents the committees having been briefed on the material items for reinvestment into the NPSBN. The resolution then recommends the board approve the material items for reinvestment into the NPSBN that would provide a network evolution capability to subscribers of the NPSBN and directs management to take all actions necessary to obtain these services and to obligate the necessary funds through fiscal year 2024. Before we vote, do any Finance and Investment Committee members have any questions about the proposed resolution? Hearing none, we're prepared to vote on Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 35. Madam Secretary, would you please read the operative language?
Now therefore be it resolved that the Finance and Investment Committee recommends to the board that it approve the material items for reinvestment into the NPSBN that would provide a network evolution capability to subscribers of the NPSBN and directs management to take all actions necessary to obtain these services and to obligate the necessary funds through fiscal year 2024.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Finance and Investment Committee Resolution 35 from a Finance and Investment Committee member?
Madam Chair, this is Joe Carlisle. I move that the committee adopt Resolution 35.
Thank you, Joe. Is there a second?
This is Sean McDevitt. I second the motion.
Thank you, Sean. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
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 All opposed respond by saying nay. Are there any abstentions? The resolution is adopted. Madam Secretary, will you please make the resolution available to the public following this meeting?
Yes, I will do so.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the committee's business for today. I'll hand the floor back over to you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. To move forward with the revised fiscal year 2024 budget, the board is now prepared to vote on Resolution 116. This resolution acknowledges the expectation to receive additional income in fiscal year 2024, approves senior leadership's increase in the fiscal year 2024 budget total inclusive of additional recoveries from year-end 2023, and approves senior leadership allocations to this increase to the reinvestment in network enhancement funding. Before we vote, do any board members have any questions about the proposed resolution? Hearing none, we're prepared to vote on Board Resolution 116. Madam Secretary, would you please read the operative language?
Certainly. Now therefore be it resolved that the FirstNet Authority Board approve FirstNet Authority Management's revised fiscal year 2024 budget of $736,559,401 and allocation of $546,569,184 to the Reinvestment and Network Enhancement Fund.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Board Resolution 116?
Chairman, this is Kristen. I make a motion to approve Board Resolution 116.
Is there a second?
Yes, this is Warren Mickens. I second the motion.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed indicate by saying nay. Do we have any abstentions? Therefore, the resolution is adopted. Madam Secretary, please make the resolution available to the public following this meeting. Next, we are now prepared to vote on Resolution 117. This resolution allows for the FirstNet Authority to implement a network elevation and evolution capability to subscribers on the National Public Safety Broadband Network. Before we vote, do any board members have any questions about the proposed language? Hearing none, we're prepared to vote on Board Resolution 117. Madam Secretary, would you please read the language?
Now therefore be it resolved that the board hereby approves the material items for reinvestment into the NPSBN that would provide a network evolution capability to subscribers of the NPSBN and directs management to take all actions necessary to obtain these services and to obligate the necessary funds through fiscal year 2024.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Board Resolution 117? Looking for a motion to approve Board Resolution 117.
This is Board Member Paul Patrick. I motion to approve.
Great, thank you, Paul. Is there a second?
This is Peter Katusian. I second the motion.
Thank you, Peter. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed indicate by saying nay. Do we have any abstentions? Therefore, the resolution is adopted. Madam Secretary, please make the resolution available to the public following this meeting. At this time, I'd like to hand the meeting over to our Executive Director, Joe Wassel, to have a few words said.
Thank you, Chairman Carrizo. I will keep this short, but it'll be hard for me to control my enthusiasm. This is an amazing day for the FirstNet Authority, the board, all of our stakeholders, and the 5.5 million customers we've got across the area of responsibility from Guam in the Pacific all the way over to the Virgin Islands. I'd truly like to to echo some of the comments earlier, to thank the staff and all those involved with this approval process and getting us where we are. 2 years worth of work plus and thousands of staff hours to get us where we are. All of that culminating with the board's oversight, guidance, direction, and approval of this. I just really can't overstate how excited the entire team is to take these resolutions and get into FirstNet 3.0. As you said, Chief, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to do, and we're excited about what's next. Thank you for letting me be part of this today and saying a few words. I'd just like to congratulate everyone that's on, others that are out in the missionary that can't be on with us today. I'm glad we're recording this and sharing it with the public. So it's an honor to serve, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, it is overly exciting. I hope all the board members are just as excited as I am. This is major, and we are excited to keep doing what we do for public safety. And I thank you for what you're doing, Joe. At this time, I think we're prepared to adjourn this meeting, unless anybody else has anything else before we look for a motion. Hearing none, I would look for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jocelyn Moore, and I just want to echo milestone meeting for a milestone moment. I move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Do I have a second?
Sylvia Moyer, I second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Do we have anyone opposed? Please say nay. Any abstentions? Hearing none, I want to thank everybody who participated in today's meeting. Thank all the board members for their continued support and all the hard work that they do. Really want to thank all the staff for everything they've done to make this meeting possible and everything we've done to move this forward. So with that, I now consider this meeting adjourned. Thank you all.